actually a little bit... Sorry, go ahead. Hey everybody, so this weekend I am at Animazement, but we ran into some issues on getting to the convention in time, so we actually did not get a chance to set up on day 0. So we're gonna leave early tomorrow and set up tomorrow morning, and hopefully we have enough time to get ready for the day. Usually I do like to set up the day before for any out-of-state cons, but unfortunately we just got delayed in our flight and missed the cutoff window for the setup time for Animazement. I don't think it'll be too bad, so. Hi everybody! This weekend I am at Animazement. Animazement is an anime convention held in North Carolina in the Raleigh Convention Center. The attendance is about 15K, maybe a little bit less. And this year there are, if I counted correctly, 228 artists in the Artist Alley this weekend. That apparently is more than last year, so we'll see how that affects sales this weekend. And this is actually my second time vending at Animazement. I vended last year. If you're interested in watching the vlog, you can watch it here, or I will put a link in the description below. But yeah, so since I vended last year, I'll be able to compare how well I did last year to this year, and I do have a couple of new things on my table that I'd like to show you guys. So let's head over. So this is my setup for Animazement this year. The table is 8 feet long, and I'll talk a little bit more about the Artist Alley space later. So for this table, I actually only went 7 cubes across. To be completely honest, I actually just didn't have enough cubes to be able to do 8 cubes across, but I think that's fine. I think that everything is a little bit sparse, more so than I'm liking, and I think that's just because I definitely have less sticker sheets than I usually do. I'm working on restocking those, and I have also been slowly selling out of different designs for my die cut stickers. I also only have 2 shirt designs. I am retiring the Mayo shirt, and I'm trying to design some new things. So just to point out a couple of new things. So I have a lot of new mini charms. First of all, I have this guy. So Pikmin. And then I also made a Pochita. So this is double-sided. The Pikmin one is not, but I think it's still really cute. And then I actually designed a whole new set of Haikyuu mini charms. So I have Karasuno, I have Aoba Josai, Nekoma, and everybody. So yeah, so these are my new Haikyuu charms. I was able to fit them all on my mini charms grid. I just had to move these guys down a little bit, but I think it still looks pretty good. It looks really nice and full. And I think that might be about it for my new items. But yeah, so we'll see how this weekend goes, and I will report back about everything later. Right, so it is a little bit over 3 p.m. of day 1 of Animazement, and sales have been okay. It was really busy when it first opened up at 11, and then it died down very quickly. I think around maybe like a couple hours later, to be honest. So it's been pretty slow since like 1 p.m. Sales have still been trickling in. I have noticed a little bit of a pattern. I think my die cut stickers and my charms are doing the best. Both the bigger charms and like the phone charms. I have sold a few of my Haikyuu phone charms, which are new, and Bokuto is probably the most popular right now. I'm still rooting for Kageyama and Tsukishima to start selling. Alright, so just to talk a little bit about the Artist Alley tables at Animazement. So every Artist Alley table is 8 feet across, and I believe it's 30 inches wide, or it might just be 2 feet because I think my grids just barely fit 2 across. I do have a few merch boxes that are longer than a cube long, so they do stick out. But I don't think that's too big of a problem considering how much space we have in the back. As you can see, the space behind the artist alley is really big. People are able to put up like standing displays without encroaching on their neighbors behind them, which is really nice. But yeah, so this is what my table is looking like behind the booth. Every booth comes with 2 chairs, and I believe it only comes with 1 badge. So if you're gonna have a helper, you will need to purchase another badge. And all of the islands in the hall have spaces in between them, so artists can exit and enter. So usually they have like the corner tables here, and then an artist alley booth, and then a space, another artist alley booth, and then the other 2 corner tables. So that is what the Animazement table is looking like right now. So this is the next thing on my knitting agenda. It's a hat. It's a little hard to see because I'm using black yarn, but my sister asked me to knit her a cat hat, a black cat hat, and so that's what this is gonna be. It's actually, it might almost be done. I know it looks a little short, but the way that it works is that it's basically just like a big rectangle, and then when you put it on, the shape of your head, because it's like rounded, it'll create like cat ears at the points of the rectangle. So I'm gonna try this on to see if this is long enough. If it is, then I might just knit another one just because I brought a lot of this black yarn. If not, I'll just keep knitting it. So this one's been pretty fun, really easy, so I've been enjoying working on it. Amy and I both tried the hat on, and I think it's too small, so I actually have to undo all of this. I got some gifts from some attendees, so I just wanted to show them off. I got some badge ribbons. These are alien stage themed. And then I also got a goodie bag, which is really sweet of them. It has a Luca sticker in there, so I'm very excited about this. But yeah, thank you so much. So it is 6:30 now, so we only have about 30 minutes left of Artist Alley. I just wanted to check in one last time before we closed up for the day. As far as sales go, I did check the number just on card of last year, and I'm about $100 short of what I made on Friday last year. Not great, but I also don't think that's too terrible. I'm hoping tomorrow is better, and hopefully I can make up the rest of my expenses quickly tomorrow. I don't think the sales patterns have really changed either. I've been selling a lot of die cut stickers and charms. It's really unfortunate that my shirts aren't selling very well because they take up so much space in my luggage and they're heavy. But I do have Fan Expo Dallas next weekend, so anything I don't sell here, I'll just take to Fan Expo. Just gonna vend the rest of the day, and then we're gonna grab dinner and head back to the hotel. Good morning, everybody. So Artist Alley just opened up. It is the morning of day 2, and people are starting to trickle in. We arrived just in time for the Artist Alley to open up. I have my coffee, so I am ready to go. Hopefully it'll fuel me the rest of the day. I hope today's better. Yesterday I did calculate my numbers, both cash and card, back at the hotel, and I did make back all of my expenses yesterday, so that is great. So the rest of this weekend is all just profit, which is really nice. All that being said, I did want to talk about the Wi-Fi connection at this convention center. So the Raleigh Convention Center actually offers free Wi-Fi for everybody. So I'm connected on my phone, and I'm also connected to it on my Square terminal. There's a lot of other convention centers that do offer free Wi-Fi, but usually they do like the login page, and so that means your terminal usually can't connect to it. But luckily this one does, and so I haven't really had any issues with connection this whole weekend so far. Really nice thing about Animazement. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep going the rest of the day, and I will check back in midday. So it is 3 p.m. It is halfway through day 2 of Animazement, and sales have been picking up. Definitely a better flow of traffic today than yesterday. At least during there's a lot of slow times yesterday compared to today. While it's not like a super crazy rush all day, it's definitely like pretty consistent sales trickling in throughout the day. I guess the other thing is just a knitting update. So I ripped out the entire hat yesterday and started again, and I was able to pretty much get back to where I was before. This might be done, but I'm gonna have Jamie try it on and see what she thinks. So it's 6:30 of day 2 of Animazement, which means we only have 30 minutes left of day 2. And sales have definitely been slowing down since this afternoon. I'm still in the green, so everything is still good, but I am down from last year's day 2. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but again, at least I'm not like losing money by being here. That being said, I think people still are willing to fly into Animazement. If you are looking to vent here, the way that it happened last year was they opened up applications December 2024, and then they let us know acceptances during mid-January of 2025. Definitely keep an eye out, like follow their Instagram, and I'm sure that they'll post any updates about that. The application is jury. Be sure your portfolios are looking good, and you will also need a North Carolina sales tax number. You don't need it during application necessarily, but they prefer it as soon as possible. If you get it after acceptances roll out, then you can just email them your sales tax number and they will keep that information so that you don't have to get that out during check-in. Overall, Saturday's been just okay. Some people are expecting Sunday to be better, but honestly anything that I make on Sunday I'll just be at peace with. I'll just keep vending the rest of the day, and then we'll be closing up at 7 and heading to dinner with friends. There's a light. Does that make it look cooler? Good morning. It is the morning of day 3 of Animazement, and it is the last day. There isn't too much to report this morning except that we are planning on packing up an hour early, so at 2 p.m. in order to catch a flight. Hi, good morning. So hopefully that's not too much of a loss of sales. Yeah, so I will spend this morning and I'll check in this afternoon. So it's about halfway through the last day of Animazement. Sales have been okay. Definitely not as busy as Saturday, but it's the last day, so some people are making last minute purchases. I did notice that I got cold on the first day, and then on the second day, I actually got pretty hot. And today I'm just okay. So I always just bring layers. I always like try to just bring a jacket, but if I get cold or hot, I can take it off or put it on. As far as sales go, I noticed that t-shirts don't really move that much here at Animazement. I brought my usual stock. I think I've only sold like a handful of shirts, so kind of sad. So just got a couple more hours until I have to break down and then head to the airport. Alright, so it is 1:30. Overall, I think sales have just been decent for a Sunday. I think if I stayed a little bit longer, I would have made a couple more sales, but that's okay. I think overall, I'm projected to make about 80% of what I did last year. It's totally fine. I'm still in the green and happy to have been able to come to Animazement again this year. So if you came by my table at Animazement, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and chatting or making any purchases. I really appreciate it. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching one of my vlogs again. I know that I'm a little slow when it comes to uploading these vlogs, so I appreciate the patience. But yeah, I do have another show next weekend. My next show is going to be Fan Expo Dallas, so if I see you there, hello. And that vlog should be coming out after this one. I'm not sure when, but hopefully not too long after. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!